Urgent Dallas Cowboys fans, do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey Cowboys Nation, today we're diving deep into a bombshell development that's been shaking the foundation of the Dallas Cowboys coaching staff. Yes, you heard that right. Big changes are underway, and if you're a true fan, you know how crucial every move behind the scenes can be for the team's future success. We're talking about a significant shakeup in the Cowboys' coaching ranks, with departures and arrivals that could very well redefine the team's defensive identity in the upcoming season. So, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is packed with insights, analysis, and predictions that will keep you glued to your screen for the next few minutes. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me ask you, what's your initial reaction to these changes? Are you optimistic, nervous, or do you think this is just part of the natural evolution that every NFL team goes through? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below, but first, let's unpack what's happened. Recently, the Dallas Cowboys made some notable moves in their coaching staff. It's not just a routine reshuffle. It's a strategic overhaul that hints at the team's ambitions for this season and beyond. The most striking part of this news is the departure of Al Harris, who has been a prominent figure in the Cowboys' defensive coaching since his appointment. Harris, who served as the defensive coordinator, has been instrumental in shaping the team's defensive philosophy over the past few seasons. His departure raises eyebrows and questions about what's next for the Cowboys' defense. Harris's tenure was marked by considerable success, especially in developing young talent and stabilizing the defensive unit. Under his guidance, players like Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs, and other key defenders grew significantly, contributing to a defense that was often among the league's top in turnovers and sacks. But as we all know, the NFL is a game of constant evolution, and sometimes change is necessary to push the team even further. Harris's exit signals a possible shift in defensive strategy. Are the Cowboys moving towards a more aggressive, blitz-heavy approach, or perhaps a different scheme that better suits their personnel? Enter Aiden Durde, a name that's been gaining traction in NFL circles recently. Durde, who previously served as the defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, is a highly regarded coach with a reputation for innovative techniques and a modern approach to defense. His arrival in Dallas is seen by many analysts as a move that could bring fresh ideas and a new defensive identity. Durde's background includes a focus on versatility, speed, and disruption, which could mesh well with the Cowboys' roster, especially with players like Micah Parsons, who thrives as a pass rusher and versatile linebacker. But why bring Durde now? What does his hiring tell us about the Cowboys' plans? Well, it's clear that the team's front office and coaching staff are looking for a new edge, an evolution in their defensive approach that can adapt to the increasingly pass-heavy NFL game. Durde's experience, especially in working with defenses that emphasize speed and complex schemes, suggests that Dallas is aiming to become more unpredictable and aggressive on that side of the ball. And then there's Joe Witt, a seasoned veteran with extensive experience as a defensive backs coach. Witt's role is crucial because the secondary has always been a key component of the Cowboys' defense. His arrival signals an emphasis on improving pass coverage, ball skills, and creating turnovers. Witt's expertise in secondary play will be vital in maximizing the potential of players like Trevon Diggs and other young defensive backs, who need guidance to excel in a league that's increasingly passing-oriented. So, what does all this mean for the Cowboys? First, it's a clear indication that the team's leadership is not content with small tweaks. They're making bold moves to overhaul their defensive philosophy. The departure of Harris and the introduction of Durde and Witt suggest a transition towards a more modern, flexible, and potentially more aggressive defense. This aligns with the team's overall philosophy of winning now, especially with the roster's talent and the window they seem to be building around quarterback Dak Prescott and the rest of the offensive stars. Now, let's step back and analyze the broader implications. The Cowboys' defense has historically been a mixed bag, great at times, inconsistent at others. Over the last few seasons, we've seen flashes of brilliance, especially with Micah Parsons frequently making game-changing plays. However, inconsistencies in coverage and struggles against the run have been recurring issues. With these coaching changes, the team is clearly trying to address those weaknesses head-on. The question is, will these new coaches be able to implement their schemes quickly enough to make a difference this season? If we look at recent history, coaching changes in the NFL often take time to bear fruit. We've seen teams struggle initially as players adjust to new systems. But with the talent the Cowboys possess, especially on defense, there's reason to believe that these changes could translate into immediate improvements. Micah Parsons, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year finalist, is the centerpiece of this new defensive approach. His ability to line up all over the formation and generate pressure makes him a perfect fit for Durd's style. If Parsons, combined with a revamped secondary under Witt's guidance, can reach new heights, the Cowboys' defense could become one of the league's most formidable. But what about the other players? The secondary, led by Diggs, has to adapt to the new schemes, which may emphasize more zone coverage or complex blitz packages. This could either unlock their full potential or expose some vulnerabilities if not executed properly. Additionally, the linebackers and defensive line will need to mesh with the new coaching philosophies. Durd's background suggests a focus on speed and disruption, which could mean more creative blitzes and stunts designed to confuse quarterbacks and create turnovers. The impact of these changes on the season's outlook is substantial. If the Cowboys can effectively integrate these coaching philosophies and schemes, their defense could see a significant leap forward. That would complement their already potent offense, led by Dak Prescott, C.D. Lamb, and Tony Pollard, making Dallas a well-rounded threat. But if the adjustments take longer or don't produce the expected results, it could hinder the team's progress and even cost them crucial games. Now, let's take a moment to contextualize all these developments within the Cowboys' recent history. Over the last few seasons, Dallas has been a team with high expectations, driven by a potent offense and a defense that has shown flashes of brilliance, but also moments of inconsistency. In 2022, the Cowboys finished with a 12-5 record, securing a playoff spot but falling short of the NFC Championship. Their defense was ranked among the top in the league for turnovers and sacks, but struggled against the run and in coverage at times. The coaching staff's instability has contributed to some of these inconsistencies. Mike McCarthy's leadership has been a mixed bag. Some fans believe he's the right man to lead the team, especially with his Super Bowl experience, while others feel the team needs more innovative tactical approaches that can sustain success deep into the playoffs. The defensive coordinator change, with Harris leaving, indicates a desire to push the defensive envelope further, perhaps inspired by the league's trend toward more aggressive hybrid schemes. Looking at individual player statistics from last season, Micah Parsons tallied 5 sacks, cementing his role as one of the league's premier pass rushers. Trevon Diggs, meanwhile, had 11 interceptions, showcasing his ball-hawking skills and making him one of the top playmakers in coverage. These players are the backbone of the Cowboys' defense, and their performances will be crucial in evaluating the success of the new coaching staff. The transition also raises questions about how the team's overall strategy will evolve. Will they become more blitz-heavy? Will the secondary be asked to play more zone or man coverage? How will the defensive line adapt to new techniques? These are questions that fans and analysts are eager to see answered, especially during the preseason and early regular season games. This leads us to the bigger picture, how these changes could influence the Cowboys' chances of making a deep playoff run. Historically, a strong defense is often what separates good teams from great ones, especially in the playoffs. If Durd and Witt succeed in implementing their schemes quickly and effectively, Dallas could transform into a team that's not just offensively potent, but also defensively intimidating. Such a transformation could elevate their standing in the NFC, making them serious contenders for the conference title and even the Super Bowl. But it's not just about X's and O's. The chemistry between players and coaches, the ability to adapt under pressure, and the resilience of the team will determine how successful these moves are in real game situations. As we analyze the upcoming season, keep in mind that coaching changes often have ripple effects. Some players may thrive, others may struggle initially, and the overall team dynamic could shift in unpredictable ways. The Cowboys are at a pivotal moment, and all eyes are on how their new coaching staff will shape their destiny. Now, shifting gears a bit, what do the experts say? The media and NFL analysts have been buzzing about these moves. Many believe that bringing in Durd and Witt is a bold but smart decision, aligning with the league's trend of prioritizing versatile, aggressive defenses. Some pundits have pointed out that the Cowboys' talent level, especially on defense, is high enough to support these new schemes and potentially reach new heights. Others caution that coaching transitions can sometimes lead to growing pains, so patience will be key. In terms of expectations, most agree that the Cowboys are not just aiming for a playoff appearance, but are positioning themselves as serious NFC contenders. With the NFC East being more competitive than ever, especially with teams like the Eagles and Giants improving, Dallas's new defensive approach could be the edge they need to clinch the division and secure a favorable playoff seed. Now, let's talk about the future. How do these coaching changes set the stage for the next few seasons? If successful, Durd and Witt could establish a defensive identity that endures, making the Cowboys a perennial playoff team. This stability could also attract more talented players at the defensive positions, knowing they'll be part of a forward-thinking, aggressive scheme. Conversely, if things don't click immediately, the team might need to make further adjustments, possibly even coaching staff tweaks, to realize the full potential of this new direction. In conclusion, what we're witnessing is more than just a routine coaching shuffle. It's a statement from the Cowboys' front office. They're serious about winning now and reimagining their defensive identity. For fans, this is an exciting, nerve-wracking, and hopeful time. The next few months will be critical as we see how these new coaches implement their vision, how players adapt, and ultimately how this impacts the team's fortunes in the upcoming season. So keep your eyes peeled, Cowboys fans. This story is far from over and the best is yet to come. Whether you're optimistic or anxious, one thing is clear. The Dallas Cowboys are rewriting their defensive chapter, and it could very well be their most exciting one yet. And remember, I'll be here every step of the way, breaking down every game, every move, and every moment that shapes this incredible journey. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and IT makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with the big reveal. As we move forward, what should you be watching? Well, the upcoming preseason games will be a clear testing ground for these new schemes. Keep an eye on how Micah Parsons adapts to Durd's aggressive blitzing and how Trevon Diggs and the secondary respond to Witt's coaching. The early practices and training camp reports will also give us hints about how seamlessly these coaches can translate their vision into actual gameplay. Moreover, the team's strategy in the draft and free agency, though not directly related to the coaching changes, will reflect their new priorities and how they plan to build around this revamped defense. And of course, the NFC East rivalry games will be crucial. These matchups have always been high stakes, and with the Cowboys now potentially boasting a more aggressive defense, they could turn the tide in their favor. Imagine Micah Parsons unleashing pressure on quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts or Daniel Jones, or Trevon Diggs locking down key receivers in critical moments. These are the kinds of plays and adjustments that could define the season. What about the players who have been with the team for a while? Will Dak Prescott's leadership mesh well with this new defensive mindset? Can Tony Pollard and the offensive unit capitalize on the defense's improvements by controlling possession and setting up short fields? These interconnected dynamics will play a huge role in determining whether Dallas can finally break through to NFC Championship contention. One thing's for sure, this coaching overhaul isn't just a cosmetic change. It's a strategic pivot, driven by the team's desire to elevate their game. Teams that adapt to the evolving NFL landscape, favoring speed, disruption, and versatility, are often the ones that reach the ultimate goal. The Cowboys seem determined to be among those teams, and their success could hinge on how quickly these coaches get their systems running smoothly. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe these coaching changes will make a real difference? Are you excited about what Durd and Witt bring to the table? Or do you think that the team should have taken a different approach? Drop your thoughts, predictions, and even your concerns in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. Remember, the season is just around the corner, and every decision, every game, and every play counts. In the end, the Dallas Cowboys are at a crossroads, and the choices made now could define their legacy for years to come. Whether they rise to the challenge or stumble in the early stages, one thing is certain. The passion, hope, and anticipation among fans are at an all-time high. This is what makes being a Cowboys supporter so special, being part of a story that's still being written, full of potential, drama, and unforgettable moments. So stay tuned, because I'll be right here breaking down every twist and turn. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive. Remember, whether this coaching shakeup leads to glory or challenges, one thing's for sure. We're in this together, supporting our team through thick and thin. Keep the faith, Cowboys Nation, because the best is yet to come. Until next time, stay safe, stay loud, and as always, go Cowboys.